Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Is It Kino? I am your host, MUMKEY Jones.
And I am the co-host who came back wrong, E-Rich.
Oh, the co-host with not the most. What do you mean you came back wrong?
Pet Cemetery, dude.
Oh, spoilers for this movie that either you've already seen or you don't want to see. We're
Yeah.
talking about a Justice League 2017,
The
as
Just
opposed
Life
to
League.
Justice League 2010, or Justice League 1986, or Justice League 1849.
Or Justice League Unlimited.
Our Justice League XD, the Disney XD remake.
Oh, fuck. Man.
Asterios. Oh, no, fuck, I'm so sorry.
Mysterious.
I've been editing that Asterios video all goddamn day. E-Rich, what did you think of the Justice League?
Well, the same kind of thing as I said for myself. It came back wrong. They resuscitated this thing into, like, okay, so here's basically what I think. The thing we got is probably way more fun and overall way more what the studio wanted and way more what audience would have wanted from the movie. But in doing that, they've kind of like butchered a perfectly fine movie. I am a big fan of Batman vs Superman and
I was going to say,
Man
I
of
thought that was
Steel.
going to be a point of contention. I was going to say I am a huge advocate for Batman versus Superman and that I genuinely love that film, so I'm glad you
Yeah.
feel the same way.
Yeah, so basically, I think the Zack Snyder vision for this movie would have been almost 3 hours long. It would have been more portentous all throughout. It would have been darker. It would have been less jokey a lot of the time. I think so. Here's what I think. Basically, the movie would have been lighter than Batman vs Superman because you've got all these new characters running around, and they are naturally more jokey. It's not just Joss Whedon came in when Zack Snyder's daughter killed herself, and he just added jokes. I actually like a lot of the stuff that Joss Whedon probably added. The problem is he added a lot of good stuff, but they also cut out a lot of very integral stuff. So it is very much a Frankenstein's monster mismatch of all this bullshit. So it's a very sloppy movie. I did ultimately like it, but it's a just barely like.
Yeah, I would say for the first two acts, I was into the movie and I
Mhm.
enjoyed it, but once they go into that final act where it's just a CGI nightmare
Yeah.
fighting space bugs, I think I actually zoned out and stopped paying attention so much that I don't remember any of it except for a few funny moments.
Yeah.
Because it was just such a disgusting vomit nightmare to look at on the screen. And it doesn't help that I keep going to, I thought I found a Kinoplex, Rich. I thought I
Yeah.
found a movie theater that was good for me. As it turns out, whenever you see a movie that also has a 3D release the same weekend, they fuck it up. They fucked up
Oh,
Thor for me.
God.
It was too dark. This one, Justice League, it was like watching in 480p on YouTube. It was fucking blurry. So even if the CGI nightmare looked good, which I'm guessing it didn't,
It didn't,
looked
yeah.
even worse for me. It was a nightmare.
So do you only have access to 3D showings? Fuck 3D,
No,
man. Don't even do
I
it.
know I saw it. I saw it in 2D,
Oh,
but I
good
think
Lord.
because I've seen several movies at this theater, and the
Uh-huh.
only ones that fuck up are the ones that are also in 3D. So I think that
Wow.
might be the point of contention, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so maybe sleep on it.
Bad Moms 2 looked fucking crystal clear. Okay,
Because that's
and I think I was in the same theater.
That's the movie that
That's-
they pay attention
yeah.
to.
That's the movie you want to see. Hey, speaking of movies you want to see, I was in New York this weekend and I saw a
Yeah.
movie that E-Rich wants to see that
Oh
we
my
can't talk about
Oh my
until
God.
December. A little
Fuck
movie I like to
you.
call Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. A movie that I would much rather discuss than Justice League because I have so little to say about Justice League.
I would trade so many of the movies I saw this year just to see billboards. Holy
not
shit.
not to go too much onto that movie, but it would definitely be worth the trade. It's my favorite movie of the year so
Fuck.
far. But I'm not going to tease you too much. Let's go back to
Yeah.
talking about, the jolly old Justice League. I will
Yeah,
say for
yeah.
Justice League, the best part of the movie, of course, and I don't know if this was a Zack Snyder vision or a Joss Whedon vision.
Mhm.
Have we explained on this show what happened with the directing on this movie?
We've made some references to it, but I don't
Yeah.
think we've spelled it out.
So Zack Snyder was like 90% done with the movie,
Mhm.
and then his daughter committed suicide because his movies are so bad. So then he's like, well, I gotta go take care of that, I guess. So then Joss Whedon popped in and said, oh yeah, I'll do the rest of the scenes and also write some new ones and also re-edit like half the movie.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, like you said, the movie's a bit of a Frankenstein monster. of different tones clashing, and it doesn't really have a focused plot other than we have to collect these three MacGuffins
Yeah.
before the bad guy does. Hey, but I will say the best parts of the movie are the character moments, and I don't know anything about Flash or
Hmm.
Cyborg or Aquaman, but this movie actually got me interested in these characters. I
Yeah.
loved anytime that they're just standing around talking. Like the action in this movie is fucking gay.
Yeah.
But when they're just talking and people were complaining on Reddit like, "Oh, the Flash, his jokes aren't funny." I thought that the Flash was delightfully
He had
funny,
like a
and I'm looking
90%
forward.
hit rate, which is pretty high.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
thought he was great. And this movie, I think what DC wanted to do was, yeah, they were a bit too safe with Justice League. They tried to make it mass appeal because if this movie failed, then DC's done.
Yeah.
Their goal was to get us interested in these characters so that we keep going to see the future Aquaman movie and all that. And I think they succeeded.
Yeah.
This was a touchstone of mediocrity that will give us the opportunity to see some good shit in the future.
It's basically like the marathon runner who is basically able to do the lap. They do a shitty job of doing the lap, but they're actually able to hand over the baton and or is that a
Yeah, and hopefully
biathlon? Whatever.
the next runner in the I
Whatever
can't
the
think of
fuck
the
that's
name
called.
either.
I'm not a runner.
It's called the Baton Pass. The
Yeah.
next runner in the Baton Pass, hopefully he can make up for it, but at least he got the baton.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, I think in the most important thing that this movie had to accomplish was show us these characters on screen and make us excited about seeing their continuing adventures. I think it absolutely succeeded on that. The problem is it's a very just blah movie on its own. The story that they're telling here, it's just very rushed and very compacted. There are entire scenes that took place underwater in Atlantis that were cut out of this movie. There was stuff about Cyborg's parents and Cyborg's kind of life point as a football quarterback. So like they cut a lot of this movie out. And
Well, maybe they can just plug all those scenes into the individual movies, and then like it'll
yeah, true.
because then it'll be less of like a mixing pot of what the fuck and more focused on the story.
Well, the problem becomes they like reference almost those further scenes that we didn't actually get into this movie, and the scene with Aquaman in Atlantis in this movie makes no fucking sense. I am a comic book fan, and I understand shit about Aquaman and Atlantis. I had no fucking idea what was going on. They were talking about names and making references to shit, and since it's the first time us seeing this character, other than like fucking 20-second YouTube clip they showed in Batman versus Superman, like I had no reference of what was going on. It was insane watching that.
And that's one of the big issues I have because the idea of a cinematic universe is
Mhm.
so intriguing and cool, and the fact that we're seeing like 5 of them emerging now, like it's pretty cool when
Yeah.
they're successful. But one of the pitfalls that they've fallen into time and time again ever since Iron Man 2 is having movies that are just filler for the other movies.
Mhm.
And movies don't even feel like movies anymore. They feel like episodes of a TV show that come out twice a year, and they're $200 million each, which it's not a terrible idea in its own right, but when I'm judging Justice League as its own film, and I've got fucking Atlantis scenes that if they weren't in the movie, wouldn't have changed a damn thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just there for the next movies. That's when you detract and you think, oh, well, as a film, this is kind of all over the place and none of it really is cohesive.
What they really need to focus on is focus on the movie that you're making now and make that a good movie. Like as much as you are building up this universe and as much as like it is kind of the cornerstone on which everything else turns, you need to deliver something that is quality the time that you're doing it and not worry about the future, not worry about like and there are after credit scenes in this movie which are fine.
Yeah, what were they? I did not stay for the credits.
All right, so the first credit scene, which was pretty quickly after the credits, was a simple race between the Flash and Superman. Oh, one of the best
Oh, that's
fucking
cute.
moments of this movie was when Superman, spoiler alert, comes back to life in this movie, and he comes back and is very angry at everyone for some reason.
Which
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna bring that up later because I know I got a good feeling what direction DC's going, and if they do this, it's gonna be the most hyped movie I
Ooh.
see whatever year this comes out. But
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. All right, so there's a great moment where Superman is basically fucking up the entire Justice League because he's Superman, and the Flash is like, okay, well, I can go super fast. I'm just gonna like kind of sneak around and hopefully I can do something to him. There's a great moment where Superman, his eyes, while the Flash is in his slow motion, his eyes slowly move to be watching the Flash, and the Flash
Yeah.
that and he's like, "Oh shit! I did not expect this."
It's a moment that is both like pure terror and hilarious at the same time. And yeah, that was probably my favorite moment of the movie too. Yeah, then because Superman is fucking pissed and coming at him, and Flash has no. If Flash gets punched, he's dead. He doesn't have invincibility,
exactly. And
so he's like, ah, shit.
To me, this movie did a lot of the character beats really well. There's a moment where they are first fighting against these parademon things and Steppenwolf, and the Flash is like, "Hey, I haven't really done this before. I am not so into risking my life to do anything." And then Batman just tells him, "Just save one. Just like do something, do it once, and then you'll know from there what to do." And I think that's just a great moment of here, be a hero.
Yeah, definitely.
Do something good. Yeah.
When it's the characters, interacting and we learn about them, I think the movie shines just fine.
Yeah.
If we can get a 12 Angry Men version of DC Comics where all the heroes are just like talking in a room, I think I would enjoy that more than a CGI disgust fest. Let me say why I'm hopeful for the DC universe and that I hope Ben Affleck stays on as Batman, because everything's, up in the air right now.
Yeah.
A scene that is both overlooked and unfairly hated in Batman vs. Superman.
Scene.
No, not the fucking Martha scene. The scene when Batman is dreaming, but then the fucking Flash appears in his dream and says, "Oh, you gotta stop him! You gotta stop Superman! Holy shit!" And then we never hear about that again.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for this upcoming movie when Superman is going evil and he's destroying everything, and the Flash uses his super speed power to go back in time into Batman's dream to tell him to kill Superman. If there's, because that one short scene, like you said, the best scene in the movie, Superman is resurrected, he's pissed, he's trying to fight them. If there's a whole movie where it's the Justice League versus Superman, which this movie proved they don't stand a fucking chance.
Yeah.
Because the whole team is trying to fight Steppenwolf, and they can't. And then Superman shows up, punches him once, and he's dead.
Yeah.
The whole point of the movie was, we need to unite and build a team. But no, Superman just did it.
No, exactly.
They didn't. Nobody else was required.
And basically they are just barely able to hold Steppenwolf off, and then Superman arrives and is like, "Oh, thank you, thank God. We can finally actually do this." All the Justice League, they have a power level of 5. Steppenwolf is power level 10, and then Superman's power level is 100. So if Superman's fighting the Justice League, that's going to be a damn good movie. And maybe get Suicide Squad in there too. They can help fight Superman. I want to see that. I want to get real nerdy for a second here, because
let's do it.
I think you're alluding
talk nerdy to me.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're alluding to the Injustice universe where Superman turns evil and all that.
It's what I'm assuming, just based off of Batman v Superman. I don't know anything about Injustice.
They could very easily do it. They've announced that the Flash movie that they're making, which doesn't have a director, and they don't know when the fuck it's coming out. The Flash movie that they're planning is called Flashpoint. And in the comics, what happens is Barry's mom was killed by his kind of arch villain character.
But it was blamed on his dad.
Yes,
right?
exactly. It was just blamed on his dad. So one day Barry decides he's going to go back in time and stop his mom from dying. When he does that, the entirety of the timeline is fucked up. Superman is gone for some reason. Batman never came to be, and instead of it being Bruce Wayne, it's Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne. And so both Bruce Wayne... Yeah, so basically, because Barry saved his mom, everything changes. So... yeah, so it's Batman's dad is Batman instead of...
That sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, they could do that in a movie, and they could tie it into Injustice and have it be Lois Lane died and Superman's gone evil, and that's why he travels back into time and is able to tell Bruce Wayne, "Hey, Lois Lane dies and Clark goes evil. You were right about him all along," and everything. They could so easily do that, and it would be great.
Yeah. And just hearing you talk about it, and from the clues we've seen, it might just be because I'm a sucker for time travel movies, but a movie about time travel, and it sets off a butterfly ripple effect where Superman is evil and wants to kill everybody. Just that premise, and I don't know if they're going to keep Zack Snyder or what, But that premise sounds like the greatest comic book movie of all time.
Yeah, and I really love that moment in Batman vs Superman because it is right out of a comic. Like you've got people going through time and doing all this bullshit, and I just love seeing that stuff. What I really want to happen, because they are probably going to recast Ben Affleck, is
No!
they will. He wants out. I don't exactly know why, but he
Man,
just
I'll let him sexually molest me on MTV if he stays on. I don't even care.
yeah, I think he wants out at some point.
Well, then
Especially
get Jake
because
Gyllenhaal. Like, get somebody else who's great.
no, yeah, I
But
think they'll use that flashpoint to recast Ben Affleck and basically anybody else in the universe that doesn't want to be in it.
it's
But I
like a
think
soft
everybody else
reboot of the whole universe.
yeah, it will be. It will be. That's what
With
I'm
an
assuming.
with an in canon, in story explanation that makes sense, and it's also a good excuse for all these actors to get packing.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is a great usage of the universe to actually do shit that they want to do out of the universe. So yeah, that's what I like to see. Yeah, we spent a lot of time not talking about Justice League.
Well, but the thing is, though, like it's been out for half a week, and I've
Uh,
listened to 100 reviews, and I'm like, I don't want to just copy what everybody else said.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but I get the good thing about the movie is it got me excited for future movies. I want to see the next Wonder Woman. I want to see the Flash movie.
Mhm.
I didn't know shit about Aquaman. Now I think he's pretty cool. I like it when he yells, "Yeah, man," and all that fucking
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
bullshit. Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
the best thing that this movie has done is not be a good movie in itself, but made people see that this can actually work. Like going forward, the future for this universe can be bright. It can be more jokey. Like I didn't mind the fact that they added more jokes because it was rooted in the characters. I think the Marvel movies have gotten into trouble now because it's more about the jokes than it is about the characters.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if the DC universe can keep the characters consistent while they're making jokes, fine, whatever. Yeah. So
Yeah, Marvel's making funny movies. Justice League is a movie with funny characters,
mhm.
which I think is going to be a big difference. And we'll see, who ends up balancing out the serious stuff with the comedy better as these universes go on. Erich,
Yeah.
before we end, I want us to rank the DC Cinematic Universe films in order from best to worst now that we've seen
Ooh.
Justice League.
Ooh. All right.
It's very easy for me, and I don't think anybody else on planet Earth will have the same opinion as me, but maybe.
Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna do mine from the bottom to the top. So
Oh, okay.
the bottom, the deep dreads of the DC cinematic universe is Suicide Squad.
So, yep, exactly. Suicide
You say
Squad.
we some kind of
Shitty movie.
shitty fucking movie. Yeah, it is a shitty movie. But so
Yeah.
Suicide Squad's last, I'd say in fourth place is probably Justice League. As much as I
Yes.
did like it, I thought it was fine. Like if I'm putting it above Suicide Squad, there is definitely a power gap between Suicide
yeah,
Squad
definitely.
and Justice League. So
So far,
fourth
I'm on the
place-
same page as you.
Okay. Fourth place is that. Third place, I'm gonna say probably Batman vs Superman.
Ooh. Ow. Ouchie. Ow.
I love Batman vs Superman. I cannot lie. I cannot tell a lie. But I think
You like big Supermans and you cannot lie.
I cannot lie. That's
You
right.
other Batmans can't deny.
I am sprung for that Martha scene. All right.
Hey, let me do number 3 then.
All right.
Which is actually Man of Steel.
Mm.
Yeah, Man of Steel gets
All right.
number 3.
All right. Number 2 for me is Wonder Woman.
Yep, same here.
All right, and then number 1 for me is Man of Steel, and I guess number 1 for you is BVS.
Yeah, Batman v Superman. We just have those two flipped around, which I think is it's pretty fair.
Okay. And like,
Yeah.
I feel like Man of Steel and Wonder Woman are kind of interchangeable for me. I love, like, basically, I am a big fan of movie scores. I think both of their theme songs for their superheroes are pretty fucking great. So.
Oh yeah, the Wonder Woman theme song is one of the most recognizable, most exciting beats.
Yeah.
When you hear it, I get pumped. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
I
yeah,
love it.
in a world where movie scores are so fucking like bland and like you just
Marvel
have
ruined
no
them.
idea.
There's a thousand Nerdwriter ripoff kids who are like, oh, here's why the Marvel music sucks, and there's
Yeah.
like 1,000 videos just like that. But they're right.
No, exactly. And so basically, like in a world where heroes should have themes, recognizable themes that make you pumped up to watch them, I think that Wonder Woman's is like a clear standout. Like it's so.
Oh
great.
yeah, it's so great.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's all I had to say about Justice League. Anything else you want to throw out there? We could tease our next movie that we're gonna do.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'll be about it. Yeah.
All right.
What is our
Well, if
next
you've
movie?
been a big fan of our Kino Brothers series, where we watch each Coen brother film in order, then you'll be glad to know that next we will be viewing a little movie I like to call Miller's Crossing. That's the one, right?
Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah.
I
So we'll see you in a few days with that one.
I have the DVD copy in my hand right here.
And I'll have a torrent copy in my laptop pretty soon.
Excellent, excellent.
So hey, we'll see you guys next time for that one. And then what's coming out in theaters soon that we can go see, like in a week or two?
Coco is the new Pixar movie.
No, fuck Coco. We're gonna go see Disaster Artist at the beginning of December.
Shit.
And then after that, hopefully we can do 3 billboards.
All right. I'm cool with that.
Hey, for Is It Kino, I have been Monkey Bones.
And I am super E-rich.
And we're the Injustice League. Bow bow bow. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Woo!